This conference will now be recorded.
Define personal subarea grouping and work schedule grouping. Have you listened to that video grouping? Significance of the grouping? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Look at this. So we have our work schedules and we are done with this. The next step is personal subarea grouping. First step, below step, group personal subareas for the daily work schedules. Group personal subareas for the daily work schedules. Okay. So go to this step. What do we do? So define grouping. Define grouping. What grouping? There are two groupings here. There are two groupings here. The first column here is personal subarea grouping for the work schedule rules. Remember this. Most of the real-time consultants working, they also don't know what is this grouping. I see most of them are confused with this grouping concept here in this table, particularly because there are two numbers. Which number is used for what? After this, I have a work schedule rule. I have a work schedule rule. This work schedule rule is created using periodic work schedule. What is that? A periodic work schedule is a pattern of shifts. Periodic work schedule is a pattern of shifts. Okay. To create a periodic work schedule, we need daily work schedules. We need a daily work schedules. Okay, using this daily work schedules, we create a periodic work schedule. Daily work schedule is a shift. Using the shifts, we create pattern. We create shift pattern. And if you want to create a daily work schedule, what we need is a break. What we need is a break schedules. We need a break schedules. So here, SAP has provided two groupings here. Work schedule rule grouping, daily work schedule grouping. Work schedule rule grouping is used to create the work schedules. This is called personal subarea grouping for a work schedule rule. And this is personal subarea grouping daily work schedules. Suppose if I maintain a 90 here and then 90 here, what does that mean? What does that mean? To create a work schedule rule with a work schedule rule with 90 grouping with a 90 grouping, we need to use the periodic work schedule daily work schedules and the breaks created with the 90 grouping. That's what it is. Suppose if I map 91 also with a 90, sorry, suppose if I map 91 also with a 90, what does that mean? To create a work schedule with a 91 grouping, we can use the same. You don't need to create another set of periodic work schedule, daily work schedule, breaks. You can use the same 90 grouping periodic work schedule, break schedule, DWS schedule to create a work schedule with a 91 grouping. Okay, but generally we take 90, 90 and 90, 91. So that what it means is, for this grouping, a separate set of periodic work schedules and daily work schedules. For this grouping, again separate set of periodic work schedules and the daily work schedules. That's how we consider it. Clear? So generally the right practice is here, you take a number. Okay, you take a number, use the same number as a DWS grouping so that you will remember it. In our case, let's say 90, 90. Okay, 90 is my work schedule grouping. So this is what is actually assigned to the personal sub areas. Personal sub areas are assigned with work schedule grouping. Work schedule grouping. And if you want to create a work schedule with a 90, then you should use the periodic work schedule created with the 90. To create a periodic work schedule with a 90, then you should use daily work schedule with a 90. To create a daily work schedule with a 90, you need to create a breaks with a 90. That's what it is. So I have taken a grouping 90, 90, and then I go back, assign 90 to my locations. Okay, assign 90. And 90 is associated with 90 DWS grouping only. So here onwards, everything related to InfoTab 7 personal sub area grouping is 90. In interview, these steps, it is 100% a sure interview question. You should add holiday calendar as well. Create holiday calendar. Create holidays. Personal superiors. When someone asks you, what are the steps? What are the steps in creation of a work schedule? They'll ask you, first, what do you maintain in InfoTab 7? We maintain plan working time, work schedule, we maintain time status, We maintain a part-time indicator in FDAP 7. How do you create a work schedule? What are the steps? So tell the steps. Okay, tell all the steps in the sequence. 100% sure it is an interview question. Okay, if you keep the profile with a less than 3 years, it is a 100% interview question. And they might even ask you, what are the two groupings here we have? Why two groupings are there? One is for work schedule and another one is for daily work schedules. The daily work schedule grouping is used to create a periodic work schedules, daily work schedules, and the breaks. The work schedule is to define work schedules. Clear? Are we clear with these two steps, guys? But I gave you a different assignment yesterday with the two groupings. Okay, so you need to, while creating guys configuration, you need to do it in a reverse order. What it means is, where is this note? This one only. Here. While creating it, you need to create in reverse order. First create breaks and then create daily work schedules and then create periodic work schedules. Using this periodic work schedule, create work schedule. Okay. So we create in a reverse order. So remember this, to create a breaks, daily work schedules and the work schedules, periodic work schedules, we should use 90 DWS grouping only. So we are done until here. Until here. So we need to start with the breaks. Go to this table, define break schedule. Okay, define break schedule. Define break schedule. Determine break schedule. Determine break schedules. See here, there are three types of breaks. There are three types of breaks. Fixed break. Okay, variable or a flexible break. And dynamic break. Fixed break. The break time start time of the break and end time of break is fixed. Example, 1 hour break. 1 hour is the break time. 1 hour is a break time. Okay, 1 hour is a break time. This break must be taken between 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. This break must be taken between 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Clear? So the break time is clearly fixed. The 1 hour should start at 1 o'clock and end at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That is a break time. This is called fixed break. Flexible break, the break, there is a flexibility given to utilize the break. Okay, in this case, the break time is equal to difference between start time and times. Yes or no? No, no, it's the same. Yeah, the break time 1 hour is equal to the difference between the start and end time. Perfect. This is one. Flexible or variable break. Start time, end time of a break is not defined, but should be recorded, should be taken, within a time span. Within a time span. Example, 1 hour break, 1 hour break should be taken between 12 o'clock to 15. Okay, in this case, when the break time is lesser, the actual break time 1 hour is lesser than the time span between the start and end times. So employees are given with the 3 hours flexibility. So within these 3 hours, the break can be taken anytime. The break can be taken anytime within these 3 hours. Okay. So here it is not clearly defined start time and end time break. Some employees might start their break at 12:10. Another employee might start their break at 1 o'clock. Another employee might start their break at 13:30. So it actually, the break times are identified in the time evaluation. The actual breaks, the actual breaks are identified in time evaluation after the punch in and punch outs of employee. I mean time events. In time and out time is recorded. So this is a flexible or a variable break. Dynamic breaks are normally used in a flexible shift. What's the difference between a fixed shift and a flexible shift? Anyone?
Sir, fixed shift is that if the office is from 10 to 5, you have to be clock in around 10 and you have to clock out by 5. Well, the flexible means the office, if the office around hours is like 9 hours, you can come around 12 or 1, but you have to clock in 9 hours.
Yes. Flexible shift, they give a time span. Maybe they give it like this: morning 6 o'clock to evening 22. Employee must work 8 hours anytime. This is the flexible shift. Fixed shift is this 8 hours must be recorded with a 1 hour unpaid break. Clear? This is fixed. The times must be followed, but this is flexible. In this flexible, how do you define a break? How do you define a break in that flexible shift? Can we define a break? We cannot define. So no start time and end time. But defined. But it says a break 1 hour after first clock in. 4 hours break, 1 hour. 1 hour break after 4 hours. Dynamic breaks. So let's not create, these are complex to handle. If any one of these two breaks are used, that means the customer is using a positive time. Okay, compulsory positive time. So let's create the fixed type of breaks in our example. Go to this table. Go to this table. Which one is a fixed break here? You see, 10 to 10:30, 50 minutes, 30 minutes. 0.500 decimalized hour. Hours are when you decimalize the 30 minutes, it's a 0.5 hour, right? 15 minutes, 0.25. See, the break time is 30 minutes and the gap exactly between this is 30 minutes. So it's a fixed break. This is a fixed break. What about this one? What is the difference between start time and end time? End time and start time?
2 hours,
2 hours. But the break is
0.75,
means
45 minutes.
45 minutes. What is this
Flexible,
type break?
flexible break. Flexible break means between 11:30 to 1:30 in
Yes.
45 minutes break.
Then this break, dynamic break, no start time and end time is clearly defined. 25 minutes after 4 hours of first clock in and 45 minutes after 6 hours on the first clock in. Employee might clock in any time. After clock in is recorded, then only the break is calculated. Okay. Now, the break is paid or unpaid is also an important topic. The break is paid or unpaid. See the importance of this point. For example, 8 hours is a paid hours. Paid plan working hours of a day. Paid plan working hours of the day is 8 hours. Okay, now 1 hour unpaid break. 1 hour unpaid break, and my start time at 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. What will be the end time? What will be the end time?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, which is 18. Take the same case. Then what will be my end time?
15. 9 to 15.
9 to
90.
5 p.m.
which is 17. If you make it 19, how many hours you are paying? If it is 19, how many hours are you paying? Ten hours, isn't it?
10 hours, sir. Yeah.
You are asking employee to stay in the company for 10 hours. You are making him work for 10 hours. If you exclude 1 hour break, 9 hours he has to work, right? Clear? This 1 hour is a paid break. Paid break is a part of plan working hours. Remember this. What's the difference between a paid break and unpaid break? Okay, this is the interview question. The paid break is part of plan working hours. Unpaid break is not part of plan working hours. Okay, so in this case, the start time plus plan working hours plus unpaid break equal to end time. But in this case, got it, all of you? Is it clear? Now let's create our breaks. I create, what is a grouping? Which grouping should I use here?
Empty.
Okay, 12 to 13, 1 hour, 19. Afternoon break. Let's say the shift is starting at 1 o'clock. After 4 hours means 5. So I'll give a break from 17 to 18. I'll keep it as a paid break. Let's say the shift is starting at evening 8 o'clock. Okay, or 9 o'clock. The shift is starting at 9 o'clock, 21. ends at morning 6 o'clock. So the break time I'll give it morning 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, 1 hour paid break. Now, remember this. Just to explain you this tick mark, I gave this break. Okay. These hours, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, are belonging to which shift? Previous day shift or today's shift? Anyone?
Previous day shifts.
Today morning 1
Previous
o'clock.
just
Yes. So today morning 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock is a break time today morning. Okay, which means it's a date 6th January 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. is belonging to which shift? 5th January night shift. Yes or no?
Yes,
So
sir.
when you take this, this 1 a.m. 2 a.m. is a continuation of previous day shift. So when the times are spanning, when the times are falling after 24 and which belongs to the previous day shift, then you need to take this. Okay, so automatically these times are not read in the today's shift. These times 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. these times are read in previous day shift, included in the previous day shift. That's what it is. If I give it like this, what does that mean? Anyone?
It's going to be a flexible break.
It's a flexible break. So day off do not require any breaks, or day off do not require any breaks, because employee no need to work. We created breaks. Now we create shifts using defined daily work schedules, which is this. Let's say I created all these breaks, the 92 grouping and 93 grouping. Next thing is what? Creation of daily work schedules. Creation of daily work schedules. Create them in the system. Without preparing, don't blindly configure them. Prepare them in the Excel sheet and take the approval from the client. Okay, these are the breaks, these are the shifts, these are the patterns we have. Then start configuring them in the system. Start configuring them in the system. Okay. Now, define daily work schedules. Define daily work schedules. I would like to have 4 shifts: day shift, afternoon shifts, in the night shift. A day off is also a shift. Don't be confused between day off and holiday. Day off is different, holiday is different. Day off is a part of pattern, your rotations, your shift planning. It is considered as a shift. It is considered as a shift with a 0 working hours. It is not a holiday. Sunday is not a holiday. Even in a general terminology, we call it as a off. We don't call it as a holiday. Do we? It's not a holiday. Sunday is not a holiday for the working. Sunday and Saturday not holidays. These are day offs or rest days. But holiday might fall on any day. We will never know. It might come on Sunday, it might come on Thursday, where you normally have a shift, but it is a holiday. Okay. So holiday is different. Holiday means what? Employee no need to work. Employee no need to work. But he receives the amount for the hours which are there in the shift. He receives the amount for the hours that are there in the shift. See, Monday is a holiday. Monday is a holiday. Let's say January 26th is Monday. On Monday, I have a day shift. And the day shift has 8 hours. Does the employee receive the salary of that 8 hours or not? Yes or no, guys? Even if he doesn't work, does he receive the salary of for the 8 hours?
Yes,
Does he
sir. You will
receive?
receive.
He will receive. Okay. What if he works on Monday where it's actually a holiday? Anyone?
Overtime.
Overtime. It's overtime. So day off, he has to work according to the plan working hours. Okay, and he is paid for same hours, which is actually 0. Clear? Which is actually 0. Holidays may have a higher rates applicable. Day offs, no higher rates normally. Okay, but companies wants to give, then they can give a special rates on a day off. It's up to them. But holidays normally, generally, the higher rate of overtime is paid. Okay. So the treatment of holiday, the treatment of day offs, the treatment of working days. Okay, we need to get this requirement from the customer. Okay, what if employee works on a weekday? What if employee works on a day off? What if employee works on a holiday weekday? What if employee works on a holiday day off? Holiday following a day off? These 4 days rules you need to take from the customer. Okay. Now go to new entries. 90 day shift. Always use, do not restrict this validity. Always use default unlimited period. 8 hours. Fixed shifts are created in this box. Flexible shifts are created in this box. Okay. The fixed shifts are here. No, don't maintain end date. You have to let the system calculate the end date. End time. 9 is the start time of work. End time should be calculated by the system. And work break schedule. It's a day break because it's a day shift. Okay. Now, most important field here is DWS class. Again, class. Like the way we have holiday classes. We have a holiday classes. Now we have a daily work schedule class. DWS class is a number between 0 to 9. For whatever the reason you are grouping the holiday classes, you will group the same reasons. Okay, you will use the same reasons. On the same reasons, we group the DWSs, daily work schedules. Okay, so usually DWS class 0 is maintained to the day hours where plan working hours equal to 0. 1 to 9 used to group. 1 to 9 is used to group. Daily work schedules. 1 to 9 is used to group the daily work schedules depending on policies applicable. Let's assume I have daily work schedules, day shifts. One starts at 9 o'clock, ends at 18, another starts at 19, 9:30, ends at 18:30. Another shift starts at 10 o'clock, ends at 19. Like this, there are assume 6 day shifts. There are 4 afternoon shifts. There are 3 night shifts. There are 3 night shifts. Okay. Now company has a policy and 1 day off. 1 day off. The company has a policy for the employees who are working in a general shifts. They are not eligible for any shift allowance. But the employees who are working in an afternoon shift, they are eligible for shift allowance, which is a 5% of hourly rate for every hours they work in the shift. For the night shift, any employees who work, they are eligible for 10% of hourly rate. This is an additional amount. Shift allowance is an additional amount. Companies normally give the shift allowances because they are working in odd times. They are working in odd times. They want to give some incentive. Okay. Now totally how many shifts we have? 6 plus 10 plus 3 plus 1. Totally we have 14 shifts are there. In this, 6 shifts have a common treatment, so I group them with class 1. 4 afternoon shifts I group them with a class 2. Night shifts I group them with a class 3. DAF is always grouped with a class. What is a class? 0. Clear? DAF is always grouped with a 0. Okay. So now you have a 4 classes, 4 policies. Depending on a classes, we apply the rules in the calculation part. So that's why we have a class here. So I group the shifts. If there is no special treatment, guys, there is no special treatment for afternoon shift, there is no special treatment for night shifts, then how many classes you will have?
2 classes
Only 2 classes. What are those?
for working days and day off.
Hmm? What are
One is
those?
day off.
Yes. So 0 and 1 always will be there. Whether 2 to 9 is required, it is depending on a treatment, a special treatment. A special treatment exists or not in the company. Certain shifts definitely have certain policies applicable if it is manufacturing industry. Okay. Some shifts are longer shifts. They work 12 hours a day. They work 12 hours a day. Okay. But for them 3 days day off. But for them 3 days day off is given. This 12 hours shift, if employee works, the company might pay extra incentive. So you have to treat that shift with a different holiday, the DWS class. So DWS class is used to group daily work schedules. DWS class. This is the answer. Okay, so maintain one and click on enter. You will see end time is automatically calculated. Similarly, create afternoon shift. Starting at 13. Starting at 13. End time I'm not defining because I want the system to generate the end time. In my case, I have a DWS class, let's say 2. There is nothing wrong in taking it, okay, because I want to treat it differently. So when I click on enter, 13 plus 8,
21 it has come.
okay.
For break schedule,
If it
for
is unpaid break,
schedule.
oh, I did not assign, right? Sorry. Even if I assign, it gives the same thing because it's a paid break. It's a paid break which is part of this. If it is unpaid break, what would have been this end time?
22.
22.
Sir, company wants to pay the paid break as well as employees has to work for 8 hours. Then we have to maintain the planned working hours as 9, right, sir?
Company wants to pay.
One paid break, okay,
Hmm.
and employees should work for 8 hours, productive hours.
Okay.
Then we have to maintain the planned working hours as 9, right, sir, to match with the requirement.
Then, but even if you maintain with the 9 plan working time, yes, you're right.
Because
Yes, yes, you are right. You need to maintain 9 hours.
thanks.
Night break. Okay. Day off. Look at how I create day off with the 90. Don't maintain start and end times. Don't maintain plan working hours, but this will be by default ticked and then 0. Clear? Save it. That's all. So complete until here, guys. Using this, how do we create periodic work schedules? Which is this, the patterns. The patterns. Okay. Catch you tomorrow.
Sir,
Yeah.
so we have to use a existing group or we have to make a new grouping, sir?
Which one?
90 or we have to make a new one?
Why do you create a new one? I clearly said periodic work schedules, daily work schedules, and the breaks all are created with a 90 grouping. I mean, in your system, you are saying
Yes, sir, in our system.
you take any number. Grouping, don't see, I'm not restricting you the grouping. You take any number from 0 to 99 because it's a numeric code, 2-digit numeric code. You can use 99 groupings. But in real
Yes, sir.
time, when a company has certain rules, naming convention, this country locations must be maintained with this grouping only. Then you need to follow it. In your practice system, you maintain anything. Clear? In your practice system, you will maintain anything.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
But in real time, see, when you join in one company, that company implement in this way. If they have to define a grouping, they maintain country grouping there, right? Country grouping. Molga. Mole guy is taken directly as a person subarea grouping for everything.
Copied, sir. Thanks.
Catch you tomorrow, guys.